duty, honor. We call upon our troopers in this our darkest hour. Our way of life is what we're fighting for. The flag that flies above us inspires us each day to give our very best in every way. It's a good day to die when you know the reasons why. Citizens, we fight for what is right. A noble sacrifice. When duty calls, you pay the price. For the Federation, I will give my life. Well, all is fair in love and war. That's what my gunny says. You're not alive unless you're almost dying. These are the words I march by. Duty, courage, honor. And every single day I'm out there trying. It's a good day to die when you know the reasons why. Citizens, we fight for what is right. A noble sacrifice. When duty calls, you pay the price. For the Federation, I will give my life. Courage, duty, honor.
Evening Shreedums, Lords of War. That was It's a Good Day to Die from Starship Troopers 3 Marauder. Say what you will about the third Starship Troopers movie. It's campy, its religious message is just weird, trying to be Warhammer 40,000. It lacks the practical effects of what made the first movie so great in exchange for CGI that really does not hold up well at all. But you have to admit, that song is just awesome. That being said, let's dive right into the news for tonight. There was no new major order issued today, but that doesn't mean that nothing happened. I've got a heck of a show for you, everyone. The first thing on the to-do list is the recent schism developing in the Chaos Diver community, where there are those loyal to the Council of Five who seem to be mostly decent guys as far as I can tell, if lacking in a little bit of direction at the moment. And then there are Furabel's loyalists. I don't suppose that you've met the man, but I have. He has gone on record as saying, "Screw burning Super Earth to the ground. We need to burn the entire galaxy. All in service to his ideals of being chaotic and crazy." That's not crazy, my dude. That is straight jacket wearing, padded roof reservation, imaginary friend named Herobrine, pathologically, psychopathically insane. And his followers appear to retain that psychotic energy, as you can see from the scroll on screen. In no way, during no era, in no location, at any point, past, present, or future, can any of this be good. Man means to kill some folk, and he's got a head full of mad, especially since he was just thrown out of an organization that he created by people that he recruited. Snapped postal worker doesn't even begin to cover what's going to go down here. However, none of that stopped the Gunvod Corporation from smelling potential profit and sought to strike an arms contract with Furabel's loyalists, promising as many guns as they had the super credits for. As much as I respect your attempts to play both sides here, Gunvald, are you really sure you want to do this? You literally just had a terrorist cell attempt to blow up one of your own cities, and here you are, playing footsie with another. They might not stop at just one city either. If I had to sum up this faction in one word, it would be pyromaniacal. Bearing this in mind, Diplomat 4 released a statement to the Sentinel Defense Force today with standing orders on handling Furabel loyalists and Chaos Diver personnel in general, consisting of this itemized list. 1. They are the enemies of the Sentinel-controlled states and to be treated as such. No trade, alliances, etc. 2. You are not to engage any Chaos Diver personnel in combat unless they fire at you first. 3. Only one diplomat will be granted immunity on SEAF-controlled states. I am assuming this is radical. 4. If you are ex-Chaos personnel, or are currently affiliated with the Chaos Divers, but are also working with the Sentinels, you are to be granted full diplomatic immunity. 5. Existing alliances will not be absolved should an allied faction retain diplomatic relations with the Chaos Divers. When presented with the prior statement, Jarl Quicksilver agreed with the SDF's take on the Chaos Divers and expanded upon their statement with his own, declaring the Chaos Divers a clan in bad standing, not considering them full-blown enemies, but not trusting their word either. His stance toward Chaos defectors remains as an open door, welcoming all who seek refuge within the 104th, just as he has done with the Advanced Weapons Group, the Coffin Divers, and recently the Heldricks. Lastly, the good Jarl predicts that the schism will worsen within the Chaos Diver community, with more divers declaring their loyalty for the Council or to Furabel's rebellion. Which is generally not great for us because the Chaos Divers account for nearly 7,000 super destroyers. A little over 10% of the currently active Liberation fleet, so if they go at each other's throats, we are definitely going to notice the loss. However, I have to question whether or not Furabel is actually serious about all of this, or if he's just practicing madman-style diplomacy. Sparing you the details, this basically amounts to acting unpredictable, murderous, and insane to an unhinged degree. Generally, no one is going to mess with someone who has a hellbomb on their back rigged up to a dead man's switch. That the results of this dramatic civil war remain to be seen, but I am going to have to agree with Jarl Quicksilver's take. The Chaos Divers are indeed a clan of bad standing, though I have attempted to reach out to Self-Concentrate and other members of the Council of Five so I can try to cover their side of the story. Who knows? Maybe they really are all very reasonable people who are dealing with a Care Bear that stared at an asteroid too long, like a certain other nemesis of mine. Or maybe they really did just bring this all upon themselves. That is what journalistic investigations are for. Speaking of journalistic investigations, an anonymous source recently disclosed that the intelligence summit being held last night, which was canceled due to the sudden appearance of an assassin, was for the express purpose of investigating the Super-Earth Intelligence Agency for large-scale fraud. In my hot little paws, I have a ledger on everything the SEIA has done, their bank accounts, who holds them, and what all that money has been going towards. I do not exaggerate, dear viewers, when I say I know how many nose hairs their 7 directors have. What caught my attention here is that out of the nearly 37 billion supercredit budget they were allotted, 12.3 billion of that is simply labeled as discretionary spending, and another 1 billion is simply gone, unaccounted for by any means. So, it is starting to look more and more likely that the Free Andar Legion turned out to be the fall guy after the Super-Earth Intelligence Agency hired an assassin to bump off some very important people who were asking some very uncomfortable questions. Now, normally, I'd be pretty concerned after releasing this information to the public, especially as Zefia just tried to kill the last idiot who opened their big fat mouth. Except for the fact that Mercy is already in their systems, their bank accounts, he's probably listening to their operatives and directors' private transmissions even now.
Can confirm. You can't stop the signal. And how do you keep me out when I'm already inside the walls?
Now, I am not especially pleased with how all this went down, with the high-profile murders and all that. But don't think of me as an adversary. Think of me as like a spirit animal on your shoulder, giving you advice on how to not cross any moral lines, and I think we'll all get along great. If not, I think you'll find that I've got a lot more friends than you do, and they're pretty fond of me. Heck, you might even find my presence beneficial from time to time since I deal in information brokering too. So let's all play nice together and be friends. What do you say? Just, no more floor ketchup assassination attempts, alright? We don't want me to start pulling on threads and make your whole organization come undone, now do we? We cats are good at that. That and knocking stuff off shelves. Now, let's move into news from the galactic sphere. Vog-Sojoth had the DSS show up in its orbit and start beating the unliving socialism out of it with a good chunk of the Liberation fleet, who was grateful to fight in a cold, somewhat hospitable environment for once, even if certain Helldivers took to using their double-edged sickles as space heaters. They have made decent progress on a beachhead, securing 20% liberation over the course of the day. Blistica! Yeah, no one continues to care about Blistica. Just imploded already. It's super Walmart brand Hellmeyer with strat jammers. The state of Meridia is concerning. It has passed 90% dark matter accumulation, and while I don't know exactly what might happen if it reaches 100%, I'm sure that it can't be good for anyone. The Illuminate are hitting so many different planets so quickly within the southern frontier that it is becoming increasingly difficult for even me to track them, much less respond to each one. I employed some mechanized warfare on several planets chasing the squids down today, and slaughtered thousands, but it didn't really seem to matter. Our style of warfighting, while effective on a tactical level, continues to just be woefully inadequate on the strategic scale. Especially since there are reports of whatever the cinnamon toast flux the passenger sugar plum fairy this thing is supposed to be. Sweet Liberty, I'm glad I never ran into one of these things on the battlefield. I'd need a change of pants afterward. This new strain of voteless, dubbed Goliath, appear to be very unstable, few in number, and fortunately die quickly if left on their own. But while they're alive, they have brutal strength, unending rage, and can project necrotic biomass under the soil to slate distant targets with spikes, as these unfortunate SEAF regulars recently found out. Before they reach their expiration point, Goliaths are extremely durable and require multiple applications of anti-tank firepower to bring down. These images were taken from Andar, who, combined with this new threat and the presence of the Free Andar Legion, has another problem. During the recent Illuminate invasion, their STS grid had managed to disable an Illuminate void ship. Helldivers stormed the vessel and secured it, but now it is simply gone. No one has any clue where it went, and while graft has always been a problem within the outer fringe colonies of Super Earth, I have never heard of anyone managing to lose an entire enemy capital ship before. In light of the repeated victories of the Illuminate and the charge level of the Meridia Singularity, attempts at siphoning the dark fluid from the Moridash facility has been abandoned, with its scientific staff evacuated. There doesn't seem to be anything more that can be done to save the planet, and it looks likely that it's going to be Meridia's next victim. That is not to say that we should give up hope, however. I have heard that a number of our brightest scientific minds are hard at work on a solution, such as the recently reformed Dr. Victor Christoph, who is taken to researching the infectious Illuminate prion that transforms hapless civilians into voteless, and the methods by which the Order is manipulating dark matter and energy to influence the Meridia Singularity. Here's hoping he comes up with something soon. We just took a big setback with the premature evacuation of Moridash, and we could really use a win here. Speaking of winnings, there is a new bounty placed on the boards of the Merc Divers PMC from Blackwell IT Solutions Incorporated. They are paying through the nose for a number of different mission conditions listed on the screen presently. 750 SC for every nuked nursery and purged hatchery within the TQZ, and obliterated command bunker or orbital defense STS battery on the Western Front. They're also paying the same amount per destroyed Illuminate monolith, and please chill those things, they make my brain itch. 600 SC is being offered for every operation completed, that being a series of 3 missions. 500 SC for every fortress or mega nest destroyed, and 450 SC for every detector tower, gunship facility, spore spewer, or shrieker nest destroyed. 250 SC will also be awarded for every automaton, bug, or Illuminate outpost destroyed, regardless of size, and lastly, 400 SC for every illegal broadcast terminated. That is a lot, and there's absolutely no point in doing what you do normally when you can also get paid in order to do it. The last time we did this, it was to educate the Rats droid line in combat performance and loot goblin scavenging, but this time we are teaching the bioorganic obliteration mechanoids how to conduct proper demolitions and ordnance delivery. Yes, Helldivers. Booms. However, to teach them properly, they need combat data, and guess who gets to be the guinea pigs? In other news, Romulus of Genesis Prime has apparently, fished 2,285 people within the Liberty Nexus with 10 additional assists. No, I don't mean that he acquired people's personal information through fraudulent means. I mean that he literally pelted them with gifs of fish for no rhyme or reason. Why? How? Who knows? I'm just glad glad that he's enjoying himself, and before you ask, yes, I was one of the 2,285. Not that I mind, I mean, Cat, remember, he just brought me lunch. And now comes the part of the show where we take another look at a fantastic Venture Company invention. Tonight's topic is the VSDF CB85 Reaper. This is a state-of-the-art extendable wrist-mounted blade featuring two distinct modes of activation. In its standard form, the extendable blade resonates with a high frequency, providing a precise and durable cutting surface for close-quarters combat. In its alternative mode, the blade is reshaped into a sickle shape, capable of hooking and slicing through both armor and organic targets alike. Despite its original intent as a weapon for the SDF elite, the Reaper was made available for public purchase due to popular demand. Apparently, Helldivers really dig melee weapons. This weapon is constructed from reinforced plasma forged alloys, making it incredibly lightweight and very durable, even after tearing through the ablative armor of multiple Illuminate overseers. Weighed at 3.2 kilograms, which is 7 pounds in moon landing units, and 40 centimeters long, the Reaper comes at a price tag of 700 super credits with the usual discounts for ordering in bulk, which I fully expect the wolf divers to take them up on. Except for me. Mine was free, courtesy of a gift from Diplomat 4. This kitty does have claws, but a little technological edge certainly never hurts. Thank you very much, Diplomat. I'll treasure it always, every single time that I turn an alien wannabe tyrant into cold cuts. That's been Liberty's latest with me, Pandera the Radio Angel. Tomorrow will likely come with a new major order as well as my weekly stream with Commander Rod of the 95th Roughnecks at the usual time of 4 p.m. Super Earth Eastern Standard Democratic Time, and we plan on making our foes... How do I put this?
Perish under the light of absolute democracy!
Could not have put it better myself. For liberty, for freedom, for democracy, and for Super Earth.